Ooh, I know a lot of you all been waiting to talk about this one, and so have I. Folks, let's jump into the review of the new series, Kaleidoscope. What's up, everybody, and Happy New Year. But we're right back at it, because here we are, back here at Big Gold Belt Media for another review. And today, folks, we're going to be reviewing the new miniseries Kaleidoscope, coming to Netflix January 1st. That's right, it's available right now. I did get to check this out early, and I've been dying to talk about this one because when the trailer came out, a lot of people were talking about it. I saw a lot of hot takes involved with it, and I just had to just keep to my code of silence because I couldn't spoil it, nor could I break embargo. And now that it's available, we can finally get into it. Yep, Kaleidoscope is available now on Netflix. It's 8 episodes, about 45 to an hour each. It was originally called Jigsaw. That would have been really confusing, so I'm glad they went with the new titling of the series, Kaleidoscope. Now, a couple of reasons why folks may have been talking about this. One, the trailer looks entirely impressive, but before you actually get into the gist of what the series is about, there's a huge explanation in terms of what this is, because while there is 8 episodes, every viewer has a different experience, because when you start it, it just throws you into an episode, and each episode are titled, different colors: yellow, green, blue, violet, orange, red, pink, and white. And eventually you do watch them all, but you just don't watch them in the same order as somebody else, which means your viewer experience is going to be different. So at the end of the day, you do get all of the facts, you do get all of the events, but the way how your mind is going to navigate through everything is going to be a lot different. While I can say, like, there could be a character in a relationship with another character that has already been explained to somebody else, they may be a little bit suspicious as to what their involvement is with one another. So you may actually grow a bias towards a certain character until you actually do discover what this character's relevancy to the series is. So I like it because there's a lot of commentary to go along with this. So I think this is absolutely perfect to watch with somebody in the same household, but I also think it's also a very fun experience to watch with somebody in like a group text setting, because you're gonna have folks that's gonna be like, this character, I'm not really liking them, and then they may come around to like, what, I actually like that character. And there's gonna be a lot of that going on, because I found myself guilty of it as well. But I will say another thing that I was kind of a little bit hesitant on was that if you start watching this, you go to one episode and then you're going to go into the next episode. And I started to wonder, what happens if I come out of an episode? Does it throw me back in the same sequence, or do they shuffle it back up? And whatever they do to make this work, it just works. They will absolutely make sure that you check out every episode. So nonetheless, you will get eight episodes, and you will still be in sort of the same sequence of which you were. So there was not a time where I watched like 3 episodes, stopped, and came back, and I went back and watched another episode that I had already seen before. I don't know how they figured it out, but it's cool. So yes, nonetheless, it's a unique viewing experience, and every episode is a piece to the puzzle. And with that, with viewers viewing it in different orders, I think it's just everybody's just going to come in at different moments. Well, I don't think. I know everyone's going to come in different moments of this heist in different parts of time, and you get to see how the heist was planned, and who portrays who, and who actually gets away with it. So it's super interesting. So for the folks who do love a good heist or mystery sort of series, it has a lot to do with that, but it also deals a lot with revenge and vendettas. Now, let's talk about the cast here, and Giancarlo Esposito, who has just been flat out amazing in everything he does. And I just keep waiting to see if there's ever going to be a role where I'm just like, it was okay. Once again, top tier performance. Paz Vega's in this. Tati Gabrielle, who is getting ready to kick into an amazing 2023. This is a good start. She has some other stuff coming up that's going to be worth talking about. Rufus Sewell, I gotta tell you, Rufus' character, we'll possibly talk about it. Rufus is low-key one of my favorite performances of this series, and one of my favorite characters, because man with a hot head, but absolutely enjoyable. And Rosalind Elbay is another one. But yeah, nonetheless, also mention Peter Mark Kendall, who also really shaped things up in this as well. So there's so much to enjoy with this. I think the mystery aspect, obviously the events and the heists and like the excitement of the different things that's happening. Obviously this is a unique experience, this interactive sort of experience. And granted, while Netflix has had these interactive shows where you can like pick choices and whatnot, it's not that. But you are so engaged with the events of things that are happening, it does feel very interactive, you know? But in this case, you don't have to make selections. You just sit back and let things play out. But again, I think that really keeps things interesting because while you can be in the episode that comes in 6 weeks before the heist, 24 hours before the heist, 3 weeks before the heist, 6 months after, you get all these sorts of different things with an amazing finale that really brings it all together. Now, I will say this too, with this casting, you will see, at least from my viewing experience, you will get introduced to characters and you may not see them for another episode. And you start to think like, well, wait a minute, what's their sort of involvement in this? And again, just to be clear, this is a heist that truly spanned over 25 years of planning for them. And with that, you know, that really starts to make you wonder, like, you know, everyone's involvement, when their involvement started, and ultimately who's on whose side, who's going to portray who. It's so much to consider in it. But like to my point, there will be characters introduced. You'll be like, okay, they're introduced. They must have like something to do with this. You may not see them the next episode, but then you see them down the line. You say, okay. But yeah, I could give you more information about what the heist is, but truly, it's about them, you know, going to this top security bank who holds, you know, basically they house all the money of all the superpowers. So we'll just say that, and they're going to go in there and they're going to try to come up with the biggest payday ever. These folks are experienced. It's a crew of 6. And truly it's just about, you know, getting the heist done, getting the money, and on to their future endeavors, you know. But as anything, and nothing goes as planned. There's endless drama, endless twists, turns, and development, and revelations, shall I say, as well too. Oh, and if I haven't made this very clear, there's clearly a mole that's involved with this as well too. I just want to talk about Giancarlo's performance as Leo Papp. Seeing this character's arc in its own is completely amazing of a performance here. I don't want to give anything away, but you will see over time the different things that this character has to endure and just how he, you know, over these years spans really gives this character so much life. It is completely astonishing. It's so good. And as I mentioned too, you know, with everything that's happens, you know, we're going to basically see who gets rich and who gets screwed. There, you know, each episode we see relationships and wonder, wait, how did that kind of come about? How did we get here? Because things jump around, but it's just all connected. And again, be patient with this, because there will be moments where things gets a little bit confusing, but you certainly will get your answers. You do not have to worry about that. Patience is key here. And while this may not be a good bench for somebody who talks a lot, you certainly got to be willing to have patience and let things play out. But yeah, there's some intense moments, strong acting, moments with some action. It gives you all sorts of different feels. Things get messy, things get funny. There's some random moments at time too, especially with some of the dialogue. Yeah, there's really a lot to kind of go into this. Did I mention Jai Courtney? Yeah, Jay Courtney. Yeah, you know, yeah, it's a series. I'm so glad to have checked this out. I think a lot of people want to have a lot of good, a really fun time with this as well. I think that one of the big things with this is that, you know, I think that the commentary afterwards is going to be interesting. Kind of understanding how people got in the loop with all of this. You know, where did they come out with this? I would love to kind of know people's like suspicion in terms of like early predictions, and then ultimately where things resolved with them. there's a lot to really consider here with this, but it's all worth it. It's all the entire binge is truly worth the wait and the time. And frankly, I would love for this for them to do something like this again. I would love to have more. I feel like there's totally more that they can do with this, totally, and I think you will too. So up and down the board, fantastic cast, fantastic performances, a very intriguing and interesting plot, and again with action, with some comedy, with some randomness, the drama. It's all there, folks. It's all there. But yeah, check it out. Kaleidoscope. It is available now on Netflix January 1st. Jump in the comments, let me know your thoughts about this, and as always, stay tuned for more reviews very soon.